In today's video, I'll show you how to create the UI of the Amazon app in React Native. We're going to be using Native Base for the UI components, React Navigation to get the drawer to work, and we'll use a component library to display these stars. This should be fun to build, so let's begin. We'll start with an empty React Native project created with Expo. For those of you that are not familiar with the Draw Navigator and want to learn how to create a customized Draw Navigator, they can check out this other video of mine, the link for which is in the description, and you should see it here somewhere on the screen as well. So let's begin. Let's first install our dependencies. So I'll open up the terminal. We'll first install React Navigation, npm install React Navigation. Next we'll install Native Base, npm install Native Base. And the last thing we'll install is React Native star rating. This will help us display the stars under our item. In case you get a red screen over here, just run npm install again and the missing dependencies will be installed. Now come to the app.js and let's start by importing the Draw Navigator. So we'll say import Draw Navigator from React Navigation. Here at the bottom, let's create it. So we'll say const app Draw Navigator. Create a new Draw Navigator. The first screen will be a home screen. And we'll point to a screen which is called home screen as well. Let's save that and create the home screen now. So we'll first create a folder called screens, and inside that we'll create homescreen.js. Just import some boilerplate code and call this home screen. Now let's import the home screen here at the top. We'll say import home screen from screens home screen. So we don't have that error anymore. Here, let's display our Draw Navigator. So get rid of the view, put in the app Draw Navigator, and we're getting the home screen here. So all the home screen does is return a text which says home screen. Now the home screen is where we'll do most of our work. So let's start by importing a few things we need from Native Base. So import container, content, header, left, right, and icon from Native Base. This should be good enough to start with our header now. Let's get rid of this view, put in a container, which is like a wrapper for the app. Inside that, we'll put in the header and just save it. There we see we already get a nice header and it's absolutely positioned so that anytime we scroll, it'll always stay there. Let's just style it a little. So we'll say background color, and we'll give it the dark blue background color, height of 90, and a border bottom color of darkish gray. So that color looks nice. Next, we'll put in the left icon here. So we'll say left. Inside that, let's put in an icon. Name will be MD menu. And style, let's give it a color of white. And let's just close that out. And then we have our menu icon. Next to that, we need the Amazon icon, which we'll import from Font Awesome. So we'll say import FA icon, let's call it, from React Native Vector Icons /Font Awesome. This is already available to us. Here below the icon, put in FA icon, give it a name of Amazon, and let's style it. So we'll say size of 32 and a color of white. As we can see, the icon is not in the right place, and also this should be font size. That's because we need to make this flex direction of row. So in the left, put in a flex direction of row, and there we got the icon where we want it to be. Let's give this first icon a margin right of 15, and that's nicely spaced. Now for the right icon, just put in a right here. Inside that, put in an icon of name MD cart, give it a color of white, and close that out. And there we get our cart icon as well. Now in our app, we need this header over here at the top, which says shop by category and search. That is also part of this header and is fixed. So for that, what we'll do is we'll put in another view which is absolutely positioned and is 90 from the top so that it comes right below this. So let's do that. Come below the header here, put in another view. Let's style that view. Let's position it first. So position of absolute, left of 0, right of 0, and a top of 90. With a height of 70. Background color, will be the same as the color here. And if we save that out, we get the header here. Now let's add the shop by category button here. For that, let's import in touchable opacity. We'll put that in here. So touchable opacity. Inside that, we'll wrap a view. Give that a style, width of 100, a background color of that nice gray, a height of 50, and let's save that. So we get a square there, which is not perfectly like what we want. Let's give it a border radius of 4 and a padding of 10. Now we want the search bar to be coming here on the side. So for that, let's make the parent view a flex direction of row. Let's put in align items of center, and let's put in a padding horizontal of 5. So that's nicely placed now. Inside the view, let's put in a text which has a font size of 12. Let's call that shop by. And below that, put in another text which is category. And let's just make the font weight of this bold. So that looks really nice. Now let's add the search bar. So below the touchable opacity, put in another view. Give it a flex of 1 so that it takes up all the remaining place, a height of 100%, and a margin left of 5. Let's import in a couple of other things. So here, we first import in an item from native base and also the input. Coming here inside the view, let's put in an item inside which we have an icon of name search. Let's style that. Give it a font size of 20 and a padding top of 5. Close that out. And below that, we'll put in an input with a placeholder of search. Let's style the item now. So we'll say background color of white. Let's position that correctly by adding a justify content to the parent of center. Let's give the item a padding horizontal of 10 and give it a border radius of 4. That looks really nice, just the way we want it to look. So now we're done with the header and we need to start setting up the content part, which is the name here with the your account followed by the swiper. So let's do the first part. Come below this view here and put in a content. The content is just like a scroll view. Let's style the content. Give it a background color of a darkish gray that the app uses with a margin top of 70 so that it comes below this. There we see the colors there. Inside this, let's put in a view. Give the view a height of 50. Background color of white, a flex direction of row, and a padding horizontal of 5. There we have that there. Put in a text inside this. The first one will say hello followed by the name. And the next one will be a text with an icon. So let's put that into a view. Let's give that view also a flex direction of row. Put in the icon of name arrow forward and a style of font size of 18. Let's add the text here which says your account. And as you can see, we're getting both the things, but they're not like the way we want it to look. So for that, inside the main view, let's put in align items of center and let's put in justify content of space between. That moves it nicely to the end. And here all we'll do is we'll just put in a space here so that it spaces it out from the icon. So that's quite a bit for the first part of our video. In the next video, we'll set up the rest of the content view and the items of the Draw Navigator. I hope you guys like this. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.